The other day I was out walking my puppy Fred, and a woman who was running stopped to warn me about some glass that had been broken ahead. And so I bent down to pick up Fred, and as I did that, another guy stopped to warn me about the same thing. So within, I don't know, 10 seconds, two complete strangers stopped another stranger to tell her to be careful so that her dog would not step on glass. And it made my day, and it got me thinking about other random things that people do that just make us feel good. So if you're looking for a wholesome as hell video, look no further, it's about to begin. You know when you're standing with a group of people and there's this one person who is literally standing right in front of you, blocking you out? Cheers to the person who notices and takes a step back so that you are also included. Just people who include others in general. The one person who stops and waits for you while you tie your shoe. Holding the door for others, but not when they are too far away, making them do that awkward little run. When someone asks you to text them when you get home safe, and then if you forgot, they text you to make sure that you actually got home. It just shows that it's not something they just said, but that they actually care. When you tell someone something and they actually listen to you instead of making the conversation about them. That one friend who wishes you happy birthday at midnight. When someone hypes up your taste in music. When someone notices a change that you made to your appearance. When someone's about to go to the store and they ask if you want anything. People who get excited when you get excited. The person who does not let you stand there awkwardly when they run into someone they know, but rather they introduce you to each other. When you want to take a seat but there's no room and then someone scooches over for you. People who actually say the nice things that they think about you. I think the world needs more of that. I know that I need to get better at that. When you're telling a story or a joke and it seems like no one is listening, or you keep getting interrupted, but there's that one person who maintains eye contact and just waits for you to continue. When you're standing in line at the grocery store carrying like one or two items and the person in front of you has their cart full and they let you go ahead of them. Speaking of grocery stores, when something has fallen off the shelf and you see someone picking it up rather than just walking past it. There's something wholesome about seeing someone let someone else in when there's traffic. I remember when I worked at an office and there were certain people who would always say good morning when I arrived and goodbye when I left, and it was such a nice start and end to the day. Now that I tell this to you, I notice that there's a lot of just acknowledging people's presence, so perhaps we do too little of that. Offering help or simply asking if they're okay when you see someone struggling with something on the street or in any situation. So my sister told me this little story recently where she was out and about and she spotted an old lady who looked very lost, and it turned out she had forgotten where she lived, and so my sister offered to walk her home. People who bring you snacks, food, anything to eat. When people remember the small details of something that you mentioned casually at some point. When someone smiles at your dog. When someone says, I would like for you to join, instead of, you can join if you want. There's a difference, right? This is something that I thought of recently, and it's when someone actually circles back to you on something that you recommended to them when they ask. So someone's like, can you recommend me a song? And you recommend the song, and then later on they get back to you being like, hey, I listened to the song. People who are patient with you. Like I remember in school, there were certain teachers who would explain something once and who hated having to explain it again. And then there were those teachers who were just as enthusiastic the fifth time they had to explain something. People who just hype you up when they know that you have been struggling with something and then you finally get it right. Like, let's say you are playing golf with your friends and you can barely hit the ball, and then you finally hit the ball and everyone just gets all hyped up. I don't know, that's just some wholesome stuff right there. If you're not thanking Uber drivers, waiters, anyone who's offering you a service, you better start that right now. See, to survive, we need to eat, drink, sleep, and we need shelter. But to be cool, we can give someone a smile, we can say hi, we can say please, and we can say thank you. And actually, that smile may make someone's entire day or even save a life. And by the way, I do not do all these things all the time. I don't always give someone a smile. I don't always notice when someone's not being included. I don't always circle back when someone gives me a recommendation. I try, but I am in no way perfect. And so this is just as much a reminder to myself as it is to you.